Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel that I never upload on. So, dang, that would have been a cute place to enter like a transition screen, but I don't have one because I don't upload on this thing. So, yeah, I just wanted to come on here. I want to start being more active on my YouTube channel. I'm talking to my 11 subscribers. Y'all loyal. And y'all my friends, because it's literally my friends. So, yes. I wanted to come on here and just do like a really transparent video. So I've been in college for a long time. And a lot of people that know me know that I'm very smart. I've always been smart. I'm still smart. I just do dumb things sometimes, which is why I've been in school for a long time. And so when people ask me, they're like, "Oh, are you still in school? Are you in grad school?" And I'm like, "No, baby, undergrad." And they're like, "Oh, why? Did you take a year off?" And I'm like, "No, but I probably should have." And they're like, "Oh, so yeah, I'm just gonna make this video and just explain my story. This is my college story. Yeah, it's a long journey, so grab a snack and tune in because it's gonna be good. This is very entertaining, and I feel like this will be very therapeutic for me. Ugh, I hate that I just said that, but truthfully, this has been something like I battled with for a really long time, even feeling comfortable talking about. But the word of God says we overcome by the word of our testimony. One of my favorite sermons by Pastor Michael Todd, he was talking about, okay, I guess it's not one of my favorite sermons, but he was talking about the story in the Bible where, they lowered the guy in the house because they couldn't get through the door to see Jesus, but they wanted their friend to get prayer. They wanted their friend to be healed by Jesus, right? And so they take the pop open their house, which is crazy, lower him down, and Jesus says to the man, "Because of your faith, you've been healed. Get up, roll up your mat, and go home." So the way Pastor Todd broke it down was like, you don't just leave the mat is your testimony. So you don't just leave your testimony to the side. You don't just cover up what doesn't look good, or you don't acknowledge it anymore. You take that with you and you share it with people. And so that's what I'm going to do, because I know that I'm not the only one that's been through this. And I know that I'm not the last person that's going to go through this. But if my story can make someone else feel better and know that they're going to make it through it, then I'm going to share my story, because why should I be selfish? I wish that I had more people to relate to, because it just feels so good to have community around your issues and have people to validate it for you. So I'm here. I'm going to validate you, and I'm just going to tell you my story. I hope you guys enjoy it. You can judge me if you want. I don't really care. Can't nobody judge me more than I judge myself. So let's get into it. Okay, so you might see me looking down to my left. I've got my iPad over here with my notes pulled up. I just did like a brief timeline. So let's see. I graduated high school in 2014. I really wanted to go to Coastal Carolina. My two top schools were Coastal Carolina, which is in Conway, South Carolina, like 20 minutes from Myrtle Beach, or High Point University, which is in High Point, which is like 20 minutes from my house, and also a private school, which was still more expensive than the out-of-state school. I really wanted to go to USC, but I don't want to get into that story because they did me dirty. They kept saying, anyways. So yeah, I committed to Coastal Carolina. Like when I went on the tour there, I was like, this is it. I could see my life here. Like I'm talking to my mom, like, yo, I could go down to Georgetown, and go to church there. Like it's lit. Everything's perfect. And y'all love the beach, so y'all can come visit me. Cool. So then my mom and my dad are like, no. Like, they basically were just like, they don't think I'm ready, so they wanted me to go to RCC. And I was in denial. Like, I did not want to go to community college. I did not want to stay in Asheboro. Like, I didn't have nothing against Asheboro. Like, I didn't do anything. But, I just wanted to go somewhere because I truthfully was like, I'm better than this little community college. Like, I don't need to be here. And so, like, I barely applied on time to get into school. Like, school starts in August. I applied to RCC in the middle of July. But yeah, so boom. I had a terrible first semester because I didn't want to be there. I was mad. So I just I didn't put in as much effort as I could have, as much as I should have. And so because of that, I had a terrible semester. Like, that was an awful semester. Fall 2014, terrible semester for me. My mom, I got my first ticket 4 days before Christmas. I wasn't going to show my mom my grades. 4 days before Christmas, I get a ticket. My mom's mad at me. And she's like, you know what? I'm sick of that. Like, I ought to take your car. And I'm like, what? I mean, then I won't get no tickets. But she's upset. And she's like, what are your grades looking like? Right? So I showed her my grades. Baby, I had an F. Which technically that wasn't my fault. But, and also the teacher doesn't work there anymore because he was a terrible teacher. But that's in the past. So my mom, actually, the letters came on Christmas Eve, the lawyer letters from the ticket. I was not gonna tell my mom about that ticket. So like the letters came on Christmas Eve. I'm at work at American Eagle, and my mom's like, Jamie, what's going on? We got all these letters here. Like, did you, like, sis thought I committed a felony or something. But yeah, so I told her, and she was mad. And so then Christmas Eve is when she asked to look at my report card, right? Christmas Day comes, my mom had bought me this cute Michael Kors, this black purse. Like, it was like the mini version of the purse she picked out for herself before. But hers is brown, right? Christmas Day, I'm like, oh my, like, she told me Christmas Eve she was taking my stuff back because of my grades. I didn't believe her. I tried to call her bluff. Tell me why. Christmas Day, I go to my grandma's house. Like, I pack up my new purse. Like, I'm carrying it looking cute, right? Christmas night, she was like, you better empty that bag and bring it in here because you're not keeping it. The day after Christmas, we go to Macy's to return the bag, and she got herself something else. When I tell you my spirit was crushed, when I tell you I was hurt because I love bags, and it was so cute. And I never got another black purse until this year. Like, it's crazy. But so then the next 3 semesters, I busted my butt because I was like, I'm gonna graduate on time. Like, I busted my butt. I did amazing. My last semester at RCC, spring 2016, I took 21 credit hours so that I could graduate on time. And I had 1B that whole semester. Everything else was A's. Like, I killed it. So then it's time for me to transfer. And I really wanted to go to UNC Charlotte because my friends were there. A lot of my friends went to Charlotte. A lot of people from Asheboro went to Charlotte, as they do every year. And I wanted to go. I wanted to be in the number. Like, I wanted to go and see my friends and just know people, you know? But my time at RCC was amazing, honestly. I made a lot of great friends and a lot of great memories, and I don't regret it. I have a lot of great memories from there, and I really was happy once I accepted where I was. So, boom, my mom's like, you're not going to Charlotte. And I was like, but why? She's like, because I said so. And I was like, but why? And I don't know, she didn't want me to be with my friends. I don't know. I still don't know why she didn't want me to go. So my mom wanted me to go to the Air Force or the Navy. She still does. So anyways, so I applied to Mars Hill University, a very random school, honestly, because the only reason I knew about it was like the teacher who took over Coach Bullett's spot. He went to Mars Hill. played lacrosse there, and I still didn't pay that much attention to it when he was talking about it. But I got a letter from there. Me and Lexi went to tour it, and I was like, oh, this is cute. Like, you know, I love the mountains. I got coats. I can deal with the cold. I was wrong. So yeah, I went there for 1 year. I went in as a psychology major. Met with my advisor, was telling her what I wanted to do, and she was like, oh, you need to do social work. What you're talking about sounds like you want to be a social worker. So I'm gonna hook you up with these people to talk to. Great professor, loved her. She was a great advisor. And the people she connected me with were great advisors. And truthfully, I wish I would have stayed at Mars Hill, because just for the professors there are amazing. Like, they truly care about their students, and they're not just there to collect a check. So my first semester at Mars Hill was really good. I had a lot of fun. I thought I was gonna struggle living in like a community style dorm, but there was only 8 girls on my hall. And we had 2 bathrooms, so I never had to wait to shower or a long way in. Everyone was really nice and clean. And my roommate, she was cool. Like, we had no problems. We had our own little friend group. We were friends with everybody, which is the good and bad thing about Mars Hill. It's small, so you get to know everybody, which means whenever you go somewhere, you got people that you know. But also, it's small, and you know everybody. So everybody knows you. And, which, I mean, I don't really do nothing like for people to be my business. But, you know, I just sometimes want to, I don't know, maybe I want to sneak in somebody's dorm, and I don't want nobody to see me. But they gonna see me because everybody knows everybody. But yeah, so it was fine the first semester. Second semester, I had some, in the first semester, I had my own issues, and I didn't want to live in my room anymore. I wanted a single room, and so I applied to be an RA, and I got moved to Edna Moore. I should have stayed where I was. Nah, Edna was fine. So yeah, I got moved to Edna Moore. I had my own room, but Edna was up this really big hill. On the other side of campus, my friends lived in, like, my roommate, we were in Dogwood, and then my other friends lived in Brown. I think it was Brown. And so they're all the way on the other side of campus, and them niggas, and there's no parking at Edna, so nobody wants to come see me because ain't nobody about to walk there, and no one wants to get a ticket. So I didn't really have a lot of friends. Alex lived in the other part, so he would come over and see me, and I hung out with Kiesia a lot because she was in the other one. I can't remember the name of the building. It's been so long. But yeah, so I just was alone a lot. I went from always having someone in my room and all my friends coming over like multiple nights of the week, having movie nights, doing homework together, to just constantly being by myself, which you think I would have been used to because, you know, I've always had my own room at home, but it just was a different environment because at home I could at least go across the house and bother my parents or talk to them or leave and go hang out with Ashley or Alexi or someone, but I didn't have that at Mars Hill, and there's no parking, and I think that's when I kind of fell into like depression, like a state of depression. Like it was just not good for me, and I was like, I gotta leave this school. Like I didn't feel like myself. I really hated, like I started to hate it. Like the only thing that was keeping me there was being in the gospel choir, but even that couldn't save me that much. But I still, you know, go back sometimes to sing with them and see Steven and everyone, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. And so then and also Jada, she was one of my besties at school. She was like, we were just talking, we were like, yo, let's leave this school. This school sucks. This school sucks. Like, we applied to UNCG, which is where everyone tells you to go after RTC. But I was like, I don't want to be here, bro. So we applied to UNCG, and we toured it, and we loved it. Well, we tolerated it. So we got an apartment, and yeah, we got an apartment in Greensboro, and it was like a college student housing, so it was ridiculously overpriced. It was like $500 for, you shared a bed, you had your own bedroom. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We had a random roommate who's also one of my friends now. Excuse me, we had a random roommate, so we were just like, oh, well, let her get the room with the bathroom. We'll share a bathroom since we know each other, which that was really no problem. But I often like tell people, like, they're like, oh my God, Jamie, why don't you have your apartment anymore? The first reason, one, I don't like paying rent. The concept of paying rent to me is just silly. Not like silly, but so I've lived in the same house my whole life. So my parents don't pay rent. They paid a mortgage. And at the end of that, you own it. But in my mind, like, when you're paying rent, you don't own it. Like, you pay all this time on it, and then you gotta leave. You don't have nothing at the end of the day but some furniture. And so I really was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to pay rent. And then I'm not going to see anything from this 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. And plus I was still working in Asheboro, working 2 jobs in Asheboro. So I was like, if I'm going to be driving back and forth from Asheboro to Greensboro, I might as well live at home for free and then drive to school. So, and I just didn't really like living with other people. Or living with a dog or a snake. But yeah, also, when I tell people like I moved out, like I jokingly say I couldn't stay saved there. And it's a joke, but also it's really true. When I was at school, when I had that apartment, I was barely going to school. My grades were okay. They were okay. My grades were okay while I was there. But I was like drinking all the time. Every week I was at the club. I was at a party, which if that's your lifestyle, that's fine. It's okay if you know how to balance it. But I was drinking. I was drunk all the time. I was contact high. I don't smoke, but we would have game nights and they would smoke and I'd be like, while I'm drinking. And I was like doing some other things. But I don't want to spill all my business in one video. So yeah, we were and I really just was not connected to God at all. Like I would occasionally I would go to church to the Soul Saving in Greensboro because it was really close to my apartment and they were in church for like an hour and 10 minutes. So I was really rocking with that. But it just wasn't, I had no relationship with God. I chose other people, other things, other activities over God. And so when I say I couldn't stay saved there, I truly couldn't stay saved. So I moved home in 2017 of December 2017. I said that weird. So I moved home December 7th, 2017. And so I think I'm going to end the part right here. I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to solve on these same posts. I'm going to record it all now, but I'm going to post it later. Yeah, because this is really long already. As I predicted. Because it's been 6 years.